Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Project Hexagon channel and as well as our 6-digit commentary booth. Welcome to the Sliderbreak. My name is Gami Crayola, and joining me in the VC is a very special individual. You might know him from funny OSU videos that you've seen in the past year, or from watching open rank tournaments if you are invested in that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to formally introduce OSU's biggest D-ranker. Ladies and gentlemen, it is gonna be polski1. polski1, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah. In case you guys don't know, polski1, I believe, was a participant of the 6-digit World Cup in what was it 2021?
Yeah, it was 2021,
Oh,
2022. One of those two. I forgot now.
oh man, a full 4 years ago, dude. Damn, I would. Jesus Christ, that's a hot second ago. But yeah, I think it's fair to say that polski1, I mean, is one of probably the most successful 6-digit players that have graduated from the 6-digit World Cup. I mean, of course, I think you got a 1K last year. What's your top play now actually? 1.3?
No. But I wish. 1K. All of my top plays got nerfed, man. It's fucked up.
Oh, that's unlucky.
I
But
still have
yeah.
1K though. So it's
You
chill.
still have, I mean, this still have a 1K. Like, how many 6 digits have 1K in this meta? Like, yeah, definitely a very experienced, a very accomplished player in their own rights. And I believe, I would say recently, but you've got a badge in Donut Cup, which was like a few months back, right?
Yep.
Yep, open rank tournament, and I believe you are 3-digit, without
Yep.
BWS. Yep, that's right. So yeah, overall a player of a lot of achievements, which is kind of crazy considering all the stories of 6WC players being hard stuck and GG. So
Is that
I
the
think
story?
yeah, without further ado, I think we can sort of take a track back in time to when you first encountered 6WC. I think it's very good to put this question into context, right? What was the 6-digit scene like back when you were participating in the World Cup? Because if I'm not mistaken, 6-digit was a very new competitive rank range, am I right?
Yeah, it was still very new, but even though it was new, there was still a lot of D rankers, and some of those D rankers were like they could beat 5-digit D rankers. It
Name
was
drop
that
now,
bad.
name drop now.
I
Tangy
stopped name
Shangy,
dropping.
Tangy Shangy, Yuhan the
I
bestie,
can't. I'm friends with all of them, but
Arajin.
they were. It was quite. The D ranker scene was quite like bad back then. So I don't know how it is now.
Oh, it's still bad now.
But
Don't worry, it's worse now.
oh, but yeah, it was just like kind of new to me, I guess. It was like my first ever tournament, so I didn't know what I was getting into, you know?
And well, you say that it was your first tournament, right? But then again, if I'm not wrong, your UK roster was like seed 2 overall and unfortunately finished in finals. But that's honestly the same for all the UK rosters in all six. I mean, shade thrown. But yeah, I mean, how did you feel as a new player going to your first ever world tournament, being a World Cup and managing to get that seed 2? I mean, it has to be good, right?
It did feel good, I'm not gonna lie, but it
Mm-hmm.
was mostly all due to my team. They helped like quite a lot, and even looking back at it now, it was definitely one of the best tournaments I played in just because of my team.
Really?
Yeah, not gonna lie, it was like really fun playing with them, and even whenever I tilted, they would just get me back up on my feet, you know?
Wow. I mean, what was your skill set back then? Were you still a tapping specialist that you are today?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I got into tapping like when I was brand new to the game, like 600K.
Ah,
I started spamming like practice maps, so
ah.
that was quite a tapping one trick back then. But I tried
Mhm.
to rotate into other skill sets, but I did okay in them, like hard rock and aim. It was
Mhm.
okay for me.
Okay. Well, you mentioned, right, so, like, your experience in 6WC, one of your best experiences. Could you maybe elaborate more? Or is there like any sort of, I know it's a long time ago, but was there any incident that you can think back to where, that solidified in your mind as a player?
Um, I think I can say this now that it's full, but
Okay.
before the ranks closed, me and another player at the time we did rank up out of range, and we
Oh,
deranked in time. So,
oh,
like when the regs closed, we Wait, yeah, I don't know which one it was, but we weren't in range when the regs
mhm,
closed, and we deranked in time, and
mhm.
they didn't catch on.
Damn. Honestly, as a D ranker myself, gotta respect the hustle. I totally condone this behavior as a
It was the
6WC.
first time I ever deranked.
Was it your last? Was it your last, Mr. Polski?
No.
Okay, well, GG. Well, GG. Well, is there anything else that you can tell us about your 6W? I know it was really a long time ago, right? So I totally understand if there isn't really a lot to talk about, but is there anything you want to mention from that year that you want to tell us?
There were in that year there was a lot of it was not well hosted. Like, can I
Oh,
say? It was
really?
Yeah, there was a lot of incidents that happened, and there was a lot of players that happened.
Aren't.
So yeah, that's like all I can think about though. In my
Ah, okay.
personal experience, it was probably my team that like was overall that made
Mm.
the tournament better.
Okay. Okay. That's very definitely very respectable. I think 6WC for a lot of our players is, often still the first tournament or the first exposure to tournaments that they get. So, yeah, I think a lot of people can resonate with that kind of story. But I think moving forward from 6WC, right? How did you evolve to become the player that you are today
Um,
after 6WC?
After 6WC, I just
Mm.
went on like the biggest farm ever, and
No
it
way.
sort of I went from 100k to like 30k, and it helped me develop my skill cap. Um,
Ah.
so yeah, that's all I did, and then the more tournaments I signed up to, the more um skill sets I got basically.
I see. So would it be fair to? I mean, how did you improve? Did you just like sort of spam maps? Try to get as high as a PP as you can. Is
Um,
that what you did?
no, I'm the type of player that would put in one or two like tries on a map, and that's it. I would just move on. I don't
Ah.
think retry spamming is good for consistency, which is what tournaments are about, so I try to avoid it as much as
Mhm.
possible.
Mhm. And how often do you say you would play? Maybe I think now you're very busy, but back then when you were doing your crazy skill cap push, how often did you play?
It was like the grind I was on was crazy because I wanted to make the 5WC team in the same
Ah,
year.
no
So
way.
I tried everything. I pushed my skill cap as high as possible. I did not
Mhm.
make it, but um
Did
even
you
though I
eventually end
didn't
up making it? Wait, I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
this.
I
Yeah,
made it
okay.
in 2023.
I love
Um
Pixel.
I just kept pushing my skill cap
Mhm.
and just tried to avoid anyone that took me down.
Ah. So I assume that when you were pushing your skill cap, you never had that sort of that drive to FC everything, right? It was just purely play shit for enjoyment, play
Yeah.
shit that constantly gets harder for you.
Exactly.
And
The
go for
game's
it.
not really for me about
Mhm.
like grinding maps per
Mhm.
se. For me, it's just more about enjoying it and
Mhm.
like just expanding my skill set, I guess. But that's just a tournament player mindset.
Mhm. And what kind of maps did you play? I think a lot of people have different preferences. I personally spam alt maps all the time, but for you, what kind of maps did you use to push your skill cap, especially?
Um, it's hard to say, but I'm pretty sure literally all I spammed was stream maps, and
Oh,
it
that's
helped
my
me just
goat.
get my ult and stream
Mm.
like ability better, and my aim. All I did was just spam DT farm. Not gonna lie, and it helped.
Ah, I see. And that helped. I assume that helped with the higher AR requirements as well. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm kind of just saying that because I'm AR gapped at 9.5, but I digress. And you mentioned right, like at heart you're still a tournament player, and you really wanted to make a 5WC team. So, how do you think you balanced, pushing your skill cap and playing all these stream maps alongside your drive to play tournaments? Because I think these are two very separate genres, right? And sort of like if you put too much into one, you kind of get burned out of the other. So how did you
Yeah.
balance that?
Um, PP farm maps were like, I didn't play a lot of them. I would mostly, whenever I would get on, I would, after I made the 5WC team, I would just kind of not play farm maps, and I would try to play really long maps for as long as possible to build my consistency on like other skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's it, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Uh,
there's not much to my improvement.
That's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, like, was there any sort of specific kind of tournament that you chose, or were you one of those players who just, took all the tournaments that they could get, all the tournaments on the forum?
Every single tournament that came up, I was in there, man. Every
No,
single one.
wait, that's so real, dude. That's so
I would have
real.
like 10 tournaments a week
Oh
because I
my
was not as busy back
god.
then, so I just
Oh.
grinded.
Oh my days, dude. That is so freaking real, dude. I think back in my 23, I also had like you would have like you had to write it on a post-it note and you had to schedule like when can I warm up for this match? When can I warm up for this match? How
I
can
had a
I
whole
overlap my
Google
warm-ups?
calendar,
Oh my
bro.
goodness. It's crazy stuff, dude. Freaking hell. And I think is there any sort of evolution that you experienced as a player, as a tournament player or as a just a skill cap grinder? Was there a point where you sort of found interest in different kinds of maps, or you sort of moved to, different things basically, be it in
Um,
your skill set, be it in the tournaments that you played or whatnot?
I For me, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like tapping's always going to be a priority. Like once you find that one skill set that you're just really good at, you just can't really let go of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I tried to, the more tournaments I played, I realized like all the weak sides I have in like my play style. So, but the lowest scores on the maps I would get, I would just repeat that map over and over until I got a score I was happy with.
I see, I see. All right. I think that definitely makes a lot of sense, and I think we can move a little bit on to your in Tony experience, right? As a accomplished player as yourself, I think a lot of six digits would really, a lot of tournament players would like to know what is your way of dealing with, or your way of dealing with nerves or nerve control in general.
To be honest, my nerve control is horrible. Every
Nah.
single time I would even hold 100 combo and it's an FC, I would get hella nervous. Like, I feel like the only way to really handle nerves is just to let them take over.
Damn.
The more you learn to play with them, the more in control you are with them. So that's what I try to do. I try to ignore the shake and like ignore the little problems that I have with nerves, and I just try to play with it.
So it's like about getting used to playing under pressure, right? That is
Yeah,
very important.
definitely.
I see. And well, as a skill cap player yourself, I would assume that, for a good chunk of the tournaments that you're playing, you could comfortably, FC, get a good FC score, if not get a solid score on average on most of the maps. Would you say that you personally being able to achieve that kind of skill cap made, a lot of the other maps that you play in tournament a lot easier per se? Because you sort of could know that you could get a decent score regardless of how you fared on the map. Or were the nerves just constant on you?
Um, I feel like the higher skill cap you have, it still doesn't make the lower
Right.
SR maps easier. Because I don't know, like the higher skill set maps, I feel like you are more consistent on. They're more extreme, shall I say? Like the difference in 7.2 maps and 6.6 maps is crazy.
That's
Um,
true.
I feel like you need to really master every single SR point, like 6.6, 6.8, to build that consistency and to like really FC
Right.
everything. Um, and for my nerves, I mean, yeah, it's just like I play with them and I just ignore them as best as I can.
I see. I see. I think I think this next question doesn't really apply to. Isn't really a set mode. Initially it was how do you keep pushing past a 6 digit, but I think in your case, how did you continue to find the drive to push and push? I think you mentioned before, right? You wanted to make the 5WC team. But were there
Yeah.
other things that were driving you to go run the extra mile?
Um, at the time, I don't know. I just wanted to like really just become the best, you know? I feel like that's every just player's,
Mm-hmm.
ultimate
I
goal
want to
to
beat
reach number one.
MREC.
Um, but my like idol, should I say, was actually Cookiezi, and I tried
Mm.
like to um I don't know. I just wanted to match him and like be in the same leaderboard as him, you know? So no matter what happened, I always just tried to push forward. And even when I didn't want to play the game, I just wanted to like just be up there, you know?
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, it's just that constant drive to get better, right?
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
mean, while you were pushing, were there any other like games that you were interested in? Like, I'm sure you must have had like other things that you were interested
Yeah.
in other than Osu. But how did you still manage to constantly find time for Osu? Because Osu, no, it's like learning an instrument, right? When you leave the game, you sort of lose that rigor, and you need to de-rust, and it's a whole other chore before you can actually start pushing again, right?
For me, it was always I feel I see breaks as a good thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would grind the game, and if a point came where I would have like wouldn't have time for tournaments, like I would have to study, I had work,
Mm-hmm.
or I would just be interested in other games, so I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
as good. I would just take a break, and because I knew that after the break you would just come back as a better player, because breaks are just that good for you. You do need
Mm-hmm.
to take breaks, and if you are burned out, the best thing to do just take a break. Like don't forget about the game. Always have it in your mind, but take a break, and when you come
Mm-hmm.
back, you will become a better player.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's so real. That's what I tell myself every day while I'm on my 6 month long hiatus for hosting. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of truth in that. But I mean, would you say that I mean, how long have your breaks been? Or like your spans of time where you don't play? And what do breaks mean for you? Does it mean not grinding every day? Does it mean, only playing on the weekends? Like what does it exactly mean to you?
Me not grinding would be like, um, I would just get on the game. I would like just play not maps but songs I enjoy. Like I would
Mm,
just chill on the game, so I would have some ability to play the game, but I wouldn't get mad or anything because I'm just
chill
enjoying
guy.
the game. And then I would do that and then get off, and that's how it would be.
Mm-hmm. And what about breaks for you, right? Because you mentioned work, school taking over. Do you just
Oh yeah.
completely detract yourself from the game, or do you sort of touch it here and there throughout the week?
Um, I would touch it like every 2 days or something. It wouldn't
Mm.
be like on my mind constantly, but whenever I would talk with my friends, they would be on the game. It would kind of remind me, oh, I need to play Osu. So I would get
Ah,
on for a bit, and then that's it. Get off after a bit. That's how it breaks off for me. I never
I
fully let go
see.
of the game. It's impossible.
I see. And well, I'm so sorry for prompting you too much, right? I think I've been seeing a
It's
lot of
okay.
ends, but um, and at that point, where you've taken a more backseat approach to Osu, what exactly is the thing that drives you to come back and I say I want to grind, I want to reach a goal.
I would just see players getting better and better, and that would just motivate me because I want to obviously catch up,
Mhm.
and if you want to be the best, you have to like be with them.
Mhm.
So I just whenever I would see my friends or other people just getting really good scores, that would be my motivation to like kind of get back on the game.
Ah. So I'm hearing a lot of like this community-driven idea that keeps you hooked and keeps you pushing for self-improvement. Would you say that your overall circle of friends are very important when it comes to keeping your interest into the game and bringing you back every single time?
I would say yeah, definitely. I mean, the more you play tournaments, obviously, the more of the community you get to know.
Mm-hmm.
So, just building a circle with that community is really important, and it just how do I say this? It
Mm-hmm.
just like helps you, keeps you going. It just keeps you going.
Yeah, I think this definitely hits home for me. As soon as my friends stopped playing Osu, I think I've also personally taken a huge backseat, especially because I started being friends with host. Hi Mirage, host. Hi Mirage Fire.
Hello.
So yeah, definitely. I think the community that you hang around with definitely is the driving factor, right? When it comes to
Definitely.
maintaining that interest, and that interest is definitely something that's hard to acquire. I'm actually a bit curious, Polski. During your time where you were kind of grinding tourneys, how did you manage your life in addition to your 10 tourneys? I'm asking this because I personally have been in that position, and I want to know how a fellow tourney addict like you navigated through these trying times.
I would just like set most of my matches, or not most of my matches, but all of my matches just to one day. So
Mhm.
I would have just at least one day to hang out with my friends or to study. And but if it wasn't possible to reschedule them on the same day, then obviously it would be what it is, and I would have eight on one day and two on one day. And
Yummy.
it would be exhausting, but it is what it is, you know?
Mm-hmm. And would you ever say that there was some point in all of this tourney grinding where you found playing Osu as a chore? Because you would come in, practice the pool, practice your maps, scout for the opponent, and then like come in for the match. And at that point, it's like, oh, it's the weekend, but I still gotta do like my homework, you know?
I mean, when does Osu not feel like that when you're a tournament player, man?
That's true.
It's like a job. If you don't play it enough, then you're gonna rust, and then you're gonna do bad on the weekend. It's tough, man. But
Mm-hmm.
I just, kept going. Like that's all it is.
Was there anything in particular that kept you going, or was it really just like coming back to your community, the circle that you had around you, your teammates?
Definitely the community and the
Mm.
teammates. Most of the tournament experiences I've had were positive.
Hmm.
I've never had a bad experience with anyone.
No schedule hell? Is that real? No schedule hell?
Schedule hell is real though,
Schedule hell is
unfortunately.
inevitable. Schedule hell is Oh my goodness. But yeah, has there ever been a point in time where it's gotten to a point where you feel sort of burnout and you kind of just don't want to touch the game anymore?
I mean, definitely that was me kind of recently, just a month ago. I just didn't want to touch the game at all.
Damn.
But it's that community factor again that came back, and when I saw people get better, it made me want to get better too.
This guy, wish I had your competitive spirit, my G. And wait, we've been talking about this community a lot, but like, could you elaborate a bit on who exactly these people are, or where they
They're
come
most
from, maybe?
um most of them I've met were from the UK five-digit scene, and the circle just grew through just teammates that I've made throughout the years,
Mm-hmm.
and it grew that way, and it's kind of a big circle now.
Do you have like one of those Tony servers, I assume, right?
Yeah.
It's actually really good to see a lot of Tony servers being active. I think like a lot of the times, right, when people start quitting the game, it causes this ripple effect where everybody else stops playing the game, right? And I think the fact that your community has stayed alive on Osu for so long, definitely something that I don't think a lot of people get to enjoy, but it's definitely very important, I'd say, right?
Yeah, it is definitely important.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the best parts about tournaments. You get to meet new
That's
people
true.
and you get to build that community with them, and it's really fun.
And while going into tournaments, do you go in with the idea, oh, I want to play with friends, or do you go in with the idea of, oh, I want to see new people, so I pick up FAs? Like, what's your mindset whenever you're
Um,
selecting teams?
Most of the time, it's a little bit mixed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to build a strong team, but I also want to build a strong team with people that I never played before sometimes, you know?
Uh,
Like, I have the two or three people that, like, I always team with, like, my close friends, but that's it.
uh, no, I definitely get that. I mean, POV, when the for fun team is a team consisting of like Gilgamesh, Butchman, Cut Paper. Yep, they're just really fun guys. Nah, but I totally get that. I totally get that. I think me personally, back when I still played tournaments, definitely had that sort of close knit circle as well. So yeah, definitely makes a lot of sense. I'm sure there were a few other things that I wanted to add on. But I guess one of the last few questions, and going sort of tying back into the nerves that we were talking about, how do you as a player maintain good mental? Because you mentioned, right, like I think you as a player get very nervous. So how do you deal
Yeah.
with, underperformance during match, or,
Um.
unlucky break point?
Uh, so I for quite a while, like I've had a horrible mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of recently that I realized you shouldn't take the game as seriously. Like
Mm-hmm.
points in time, you will lose. It is what it is, but nothing's impossible, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta keep going, and even if it's 3-0, so what? The
Mm-hmm.
match is not over yet, you know? There's still like 8 different picks that you can win.
That's true.
But that's only just something I realized new, and it comes to show just how much you learn from tournaments for how long.
Mm-hmm. It's like about, taking a step back, realizing chat it's not that deep, and then like
Exactly.
just resetting that mental. Definitely a very, very solid piece of advice. And I guess while we are reaching the tail end of this interview, are there any specific moments in your long career that you want to highlight, that was significant to you as a player?
Um, the grand finals of Donut Cup, winning that tiebreaker,
Oh
in that first
man!
match.
Who
Oh
was it
my
against
God,
again? Who was it
it
against? I
was
remember watching it, but I didn't know who it was against. I can't
it
remember.
was there was Semi, Savari,
Ah,
it was a
oh,
strong team. It was a strong
oh.
team. In the first match, we kept going back and forth 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. They got a lead on us, we came back, and then in the TB was just the last 5k points to our side. And
Mm-hmm.
the joy I got from that is crazy. Like
Oh,
nothing from PP will ever come close to that.
damn. And it's again, right? It goes back. You won it with your team, and I think that's really
Exactly.
what brought it together.
Exactly. It was just incredible winning that and then going on to win the bracket reset. It was just so
Mm-hmm.
fun with the team.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I remember seeing my good polski1 with the donut cup badge at the end. I was like, wait, he won? And then like we all in BC did a small little celebration in CDC. I remember that shit. I remember that shit. Oh man. Oh man. I definitely have to rewatch
I
that match.
appreciate that, man.
Yeah. But I guess as as a final word of advice, unfortunately no Q&As for today because we are a bit short on time. But do you have any last piece of advice for players, 6WC players who want to take their gameplay to the next level, who want to dream big, and who want to
Um,
make a difference?
for me, like my personal advice is just never give up, bro. Never ever give up. If
Mm-hmm.
you go in, and this is for something in matches, if you ever go into a match thinking it's impossible, you're already lost. You
True?
always have to have that winning mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter who you are against. It could be Malishevsky, it could be Emrek. You just have to try your hardest, man. You might get a point off. Imagine getting a point off Malishevsky. You know what I mean? Like, you just always have to try your hardest and never give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and well, do you have any special shout outs you want to give the people who have impacted you in your journey?
For me personally, I love Schiazzo.
Oh
Me and
my
him,
god! Ah!
me and
That's
him are like
Baku.
this. We played a lot of tournaments together. We won a lot together, and it's just every time I team with him, it's always a good experience.
I've heard. I think I commentated one of their matches in Caveman's Cup. Amazing match. I mean I love Schiazzo. I love Schiazzo. Great player. I heard he's a really funny guy as well.
He is. He's
And it
so
was
good.
UK OWC, right? Last year, if I'm not wrong.
Yep, he was. He was. I was
Yeah.
so happy for him, man.
I guess the real question is when are you gonna join him, right? I
I don't
mean,
know. I don't know. One day.
you gotta kick Akoli bit, bro. You gotta kick Akoli bit off the speed slot.
One day I'll be there.
Nah, you'll get there, bro. I'm rooting for you this year. I can't even lie. But you say one day I'll be there as a 3 digit. Like that's crazy. Yeah.
It's just
But
that
yeah.
mentality, though.
That's true. That's true. Just having that clear goal set in mind with the community around you, right?
Exactly.
Knowing what you want. But yeah, I think this interview has run for quite a good amount of time. Thank you so much, polski1, for joining me today for
Thank you for
this
having
very
me.
very short but insightful interview.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah. And I mean, do you have any last words to say to chat before we end off the stream?
Good luck in the tournament, guys. You got this. Don't be stressed out about it too much. It's gonna be all good.
It's gonna be all good. Please make grand finals close. Please save me from Philippines. Do you have anything to say to your UK 6WC roster from this year? Not that I think you know any of them, but
Make top three, guys. You got this. Break the curse.
break the cut. As a certified UK hater, I can say that my admin team has 2 UK people. GG. But yeah, thank you so much, polski1, for joining us today from the Sliderbreak. It's been an absolute pleasure having a player like you on the stream today. But yeah, I think with that we can close on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Project Hexagon, and of course, kickstarting our six-digit Apex Theater in first ever 6-digit invitational. Yada yada yada. Polski, do you have anything to say to the contestants for the invitational? Big 1v1.
Just win. Just try your hardest, you know?
Just
Make
win.
it pleasing for the people.
That's true. For content. Give me views. But yeah. With that, I think we can officially close off the Apex Theater opening ceremony. I thank all of you guys. If you guys have stayed all the way till this point in the stream, it means a lot to us. And thank you so much, polski1, for making your presence known here today. Yeah. But yeah, I think with that, this has been Project Hexagon. My name has been Gavin Creel. I've been your host, and we'll be signing out for now. Goodbye.